Trigger chosen. She left me for a rich guy, then I became one. I was once a man full of hope and determination, with nothing but a small apartment, a modest job, and a heart brimming with love for the woman I thought would share my life forever. We dreamed together, made plans on lazy Sunday mornings, and promised each other that no matter what came our way, we would face it side by side. She was my best friend, my confidante, the person I trusted more than anyone. I worked hard every day, not just to make ends meet, but to build a future where we could both thrive. I believed in us, in the life we were creating from scratch. But all that faith shattered one cold evening when I came home earlier than expected, only to find her packing her bags, a look of cold resolve on her face. She told me she was leaving, that she had found someone else, someone wealthy, someone who could give her the life I was struggling to provide. The words cut deeper than any blade, not just because of their betrayal, but because of how easily she discarded every promise we made. I felt the ground disappear beneath me, my heart smashed by the weight of loss and humiliation. The nights that followed were endless. I wandered through my apartment, the stale air thick with memories and unanswered questions. The taste of bitterness coated my tongue, and the silence screamed in my ears. I was angry, yes, but more than that, I was determined not to be broken. I knew I could not let her departure define me or my future. So I began to rebuild, quietly and deliberately. I immersed myself in books, absorbing everything about business, finance, and strategy. I woke before dawn, running through the city streets, feeling the cold wind on my face like a reminder that I was still alive, still fighting. I started reaching out to people, forging connections that nobody expected me to make. I listened more than I talked, learning the art of patience and timing. I invested small savings into a startup idea that no one believed in, a simple app to connect local services with customers, something practical, something real. In the beginning, progress was slow, and every failure felt like the old wounds reopening. But I kept going. I paid attention to every detail. The smell of fresh coffee in the office where I worked late nights, the sound of typing keys echoing in quiet rooms, the sight of my own reflection growing sharper and more confident. I hid my progress from those who doubted me, letting them think I was still the same struggling man they once dismissed. But inside, I was changing, becoming a force they could not ignore. Then came the moment I had been preparing for, without them ever suspecting a thing. It was a gala where the city's elite gathered, including the man she had left me for, the wealthy suitor I was told was better than me. I arrived not as a broken lover they pitied, but as the CEO of a company that was about to go public, a success story no one saw coming. When the announcement was made, the room filled with surprise and whispers. I stepped forward and revealed the truth about that night when she chose money over loyalty, exposing the shallow foundation of a life she sought. The man she left me for suddenly looked small, his wealth overshadowed by the integrity and grit that I embodied. The crowd saw me not just as a winner, but as a man who had reclaimed his dignity through hard work and quiet resolve. But this was not just about vengeance, it was about transformation. I used the pain she left behind as fuel to build something greater than either of us could have imagined. My company grew, providing jobs and opportunities to others who had been overlooked or underestimated. I wrote a book detailing my journey, from heartbreak to triumph, and it became a beacon for those who needed proof that rising after a fall was possible. I became a mentor, sharing my story and lessons with young entrepreneurs who face their own battles. Now, as I look back, I see the betrayal was the crucible that forged me into the man I am today. I carry no bitterness anymore, only the quiet pride of a man who refused to be broken. And if you are listening to this, know that your lowest moments can be the start of your greatest victories. If this story moved you, like, share, and subscribe to this channel.